one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it because you can.
This story comes to us from NBC New York. Delaney Hall protests remain tense for an eighth night in Newark, New Jersey, as state police marched on demonstrators late last Friday night. At one point, ordering a WNBC crew out of their marked news car and into a cloud of tear gas. Now, New Jersey State Police were ordered earlier that day to establish designated protest zones outside of the ICE detention center, which has become a flashpoint for protests in the last week after detainees inside launched a hunger strike. Governor Mickey Sherrill gave the order following days of demonstrations, several of which ended in arrests. Said it has grown unsafe, and that's completely unacceptable, said the Democratic governor at a news conference. Said we need to take this opportunity to lower the temperature. Now, as police erected protest barriers, ICE agents who had formed a line in front of protesters moved inside the building's perimeter fence. New Jersey State Police Lieutenant Colonel David Sirtowicz, I don't know how to say it, said ICE officers agreed to stand down with state police, assuming responsibility. Demonstrators had mixed reactions. Some staged a sit-in and refused to move to one of the new protest areas police set up using metal barriers and concrete blocks. Around 10 p.m., a large team of state police carrying riot shields moved on protesters after reportedly giving those outside the facility a 15-minute warning. From Newark to Trenton to Hoboken to Jersey City and all points in between, NBC New York covers New Jersey news, weather, traffic, and more. Police began pushing the group of protesters back and deployed pepper spray. Moments after the chaos unfolded, police approached the marked WNBC news vehicle, marked WNBC, parked near the commotion and ordered the crew to exit the car, stepping out into a cloud of tear gas. A spokesperson for the division of the New Jersey Attorney General's office that oversees state police told News 4 that she was gathering information about what occurred that Friday night and could not comment on the situation or treatment of the news team. This is a news team. The protest began a week earlier after immigrant advocates said detainees inside launched a hunger strike over poor living conditions at the 1,000-bed facility, which opened last year. Demonstrators have been attempting to block people and vehicles from entering and exiting, linking their arms in human chain and using trash cans, umbrellas, and other items as makeshift shields and barricades. ICE officers wearing helmets and tactical vests have used pepper spray and batons to try to disperse the protesters and clear the roadway for vehicles. At least 6 demonstrators were arrested for allegedly assaulting law enforcement officers, and more have been arrested on other nights, according to the Department of Homeland Security. Now, acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche shared images online of bloody wounds and bruises sustained by ICE officers. He said, "These riots are clearly not peaceful protests, as you can see from the photos of these horrific wounds. Assault a federal officer, you'll be held accountable," he says. Well, will they be held accountable when it's vice versa? Another demonstrator, Lisa O'Dwyer, said she was fine with the designated protest area. She said, "I like to get my point across and stay safe at the same time." She's from Westfield. Aisha Marable, pastor at Mount Zion AME Church in Milburn, agreed even while acknowledging that there were different schools of thought among protesters. She said, "There are people here who are angry. Their family members are inside. Their friends are inside. People have been taken off the streets, out of their communities. We have to keep the peace. The goal is to get our people free, to get them liberated. And we cannot do that if we're fighting out here," she said. That was the pastor. but we could go back and forth on ICE and the ICE facilities and the detainees and all that all day long. The one thing I wanted to point out is they went to a van marked WNBC News, pulled them out of that into tear gas. News crew gathering news, not just some journalist or independent journalist on the street, a news crew in a van. If they don't care about the news crew, you think they care about you? The First Amendment, it's gone. What do you all think?